drivers in this high-speed head-on smash walked away from their cars with just bruises. It was the world's first accident where both vehicles were fitted with airbags. Airbags are pillows which inflate with harmless nitrogen gas in the event of a smash, and they cushion people's heads and faces from parts of the car's interior. They supplement seat belts which hold the torso in place but allow the head to move forward in serious collisions. Activation of the airbag only happens when deceleration sensors detect a G-force which is equivalent to that produced by a frontal collision. The airbag then inflates from the centre of the steering wheel. The whole process is over in just microseconds, and the airbag deflates as it absorbs the energy from the driver's head. Without airbags, the face can hit the steering wheel, which, though it looks soft, can actually do a great deal of harm. American road safety research organisations estimate that deaths and serious injuries would be reduced by a third if all cars had airbags fitted. In fact, in America, nearly half of all new cars are already available with airbags as standard or optional equipment. By 1995, legislation will make them compulsory there. In Japan, manufacturers are being actively encouraged to fit airbags, and it's only in Europe we seem to be dragging our feet. On the UK market, just Honda, Mercedes-Benz, Volvo and BMW offer airbags either as an option or as standard equipment. Why is it taking so long for them to arrive, though? Well, one reason might be cost. Mercedes-Benz would charge you £1,400 for an airbag as an option. The introduction of airbags in the States came only after long and bitter opposition from the car manufacturers, who in the 70s were reported to have done a secret deal with the US government to prevent compulsory fitment. But attitudes have changed. Manufacturers no longer see safety as a costly inconvenience, but they're finding it a positive marketing tool to promote their cars.
Thanks to a Chrysler airbag, I still have my little girl.
Only Chrysler puts a driver's side airbag in every car we build in America.
In Europe, cheaper systems are under development to overcome the cost problem. Now, this is the Euro bag. You'll see it's only 35 litres. It's much smaller than the 70 litres of an American typical system. And it's all contained in the centre of the steering wheel. Even though it's smaller, the manufacturers claim it's just as effective as the larger bag if you're wearing your seatbelt. Now, if we are going to hit things on the inside of cars, why not make them softer? Well, the government's Transport and Road Research Laboratory has been droning on for years about making the inside of cars softer. A soft steering wheel, like this one fitted by Rover, would help to reduce facial injuries and would cost under £50. But just how effective would it be?
There's a limit to how far one can go with that without making them sore by rubber, in which case not much use for steering a car then, are they? But there are certain things that could be done. Unfortunately, we can't get enough that way. We can't get enough energy absorbance. We really have to be going for something different. And airbags would seem at this stage to be one of the answers.
The industry has argued that airbags are ineffective inside impacts. As ineffective perhaps as the doors they've been fitting to most of our cars. But 60% of all impacts are frontal anyway, and side impact airbags are being developed to deal with situations like this. The chances of an accidental airbag inflation are less than 1 in a million, and you can still control the car even then. Despite all the research, the evidence and the experience of airbags in America and other places, our own Department of Transport remains unconvinced about the efficiency of airbags. We are still investigating the matter, they told us. Others think the courts should be taking a lead. Douglas Stewart, you're a legal advisor to the Spinal Injuries Association. Now, the association is currently looking for wheelchair victims of car accidents. Why?
Well, it's not just wheelchair victims either. They're looking for people in general who have suffered as a result of an accident in which an airbag would have made a difference, because they know from the statistics that have been gathered here and in America that airbags really work and can prevent death, brain damage and spinal injury.
Now, if you find such people, will you be bringing actions in the British courts?
Yes, there's every reason to believe that there could be cases run in the British courts for crashworthiness for the failure of manufacturers to acknowledge that the state of the art around the world is sufficient that vehicles here should be fitted.
The compulsory wearing of seatbelts has done a tremendous job in cutting deaths and serious injuries. If we go for airbags, the chances of surviving even a massive accident are considerably enhanced.
The airbag was the piece of equipment that saved me. I had my seatbelt on, but the airbag did it. Anyone that purchases a vehicle should have the comfort of knowing if they're involved in a crash at 35 miles an hour or 55, that an airbag is there for them.
Now, many cars available on the UK market without airbags have them fitted as standard or as options on the American market in nearly identical models, so the technology undoubtedly exists. Why should we have to wait for legislation to force the industry to provide something that is so self-evidently a major safety advance?